The screaming started when she opened the door, not hers, her daughter's. The fridge was empty, the electricity was off, and Riley's bank app wouldn't load. She ran 4 side gigs, saved every receipt, and triple-checked every login. So, why was her crypto wallet showing $0.00? Not hacked, not scammed, just gone? Frozen by something she'd never heard of. Wallet forensics KYT analytics. And listen, your rent could vanish the same way, by morning. Riley thought she was helping her cousin fund a deposit, but behind the scenes, her account was flagged as high-velocity fraud exposure. You'll see how one IP ping and false metadata hop triggered a total lockout, and the hidden clause that could have saved her if she'd known 48 hours earlier. But time's running out. Can she escape the blacklist before the 30-day sweep hits? Or is she already condemned by the algorithm? Right now, Wallet Forensics AI scans over 90 million US wallets, not for crime, but for risk aura. 1 flagged transaction, 1 unverified hop, 1 midnight login from a burner IP, and your savings could be marked as toxicity spillover. This isn't about what you did. It's about who touched your money 2 steps ago. And in this system, clean money can die from dirty metadata. I didn't do anything wrong. Riley's voice shakes as she pleads with the woman behind the chase glass partition. It was my cousin's money. He wired it to me for the house. I just moved it to my wallet. The teller won't meet her eyes. A silent red alert blinks at the bottom of the screen. I didn't know he used a VPN, Riley whispers, more to herself now. I didn't know that wallet had ever touched. I mean, how would I know? The system doesn't care. To KYT Analytics, she's no longer a mother, or a nurse, or a saver. She's behavioral spillover, risk number 6RZ-218. If she figures out which exact signal tripped the freeze, IP, volume, timing, she might convince an exchange to override the KYT flag manually. But if she fails, not only does she lose $82,000, she gets blacklisted from every US off-ramp. And the real twist? The clause that could have protected her is buried 17 pages deep, in a platform she barely used. Most people never read it. Most don't survive it. This isn't a bug. It's the future of compliance. Wallet Forensics KYT Analytics score how dangerous you might be, not what you did. 3 companies train the models. One of them, Parallax Chain, sells risk scans to banks, governments, and private bounty firms. And for a price, they'll also clean your wallet's metadata. But that takes time. Riley has 5 days. It started with a browser refresh. Riley's cousin logged into his exchange using a VPN tied to a flagged address in Tbilisi, Georgia. 2 days later, he wired the money to her, legally. No red flags, no crime. But KYT doesn't look at just the money. It maps the metadata cloud, IP lineage, wallet hops, time of day, behavioral tempo. That's what flagged her. The money was clean. The metadata was radioactive. And now, Riley's address sits in the Wallet Forensics fraud mesh, feeding the next blacklist AI update. Riley always believed in rules. If you don't steal, you're safe. If the money is legit, the system works. But now, her exchange account says, withdrawals disabled pending review. Her tickets go unanswered. Her rent is overdue. Her daughter's school fees are on auto debit from a frozen account. The truth hits hard. The system doesn't need proof, just a pattern. That's what Wallet Forensics KYT Analytics scores: tempo, hop, velocity, and aura. Just 1 week earlier, Riley watched her cousin, Jake, pull her into a tight hug outside the escrow office. I wired it, he said. $82,000. It's yours now. She cried on the sidewalk. I'm putting down roots finally. That night, she moved the money from her US checking into her crypto wallet, planning to pay the builder via smart contract. She slept smiling. By morning, the balance was locked. The panic started small, a generic account hold email, then a soft rejection at the grocery checkout, then the calls, her landlord, your check bounced. The school, we'll need another payment method. Riley's mind loops. Am I a mule? Was this money cursed? She opens forum threads, reads dark compliance posts. Once you're flagged, you're unbanked. Her eyes burn. She hasn't slept. She types appeals between shifts. No reply, just the void. She assumed wallet forensics only cared about the money. Wrong. Her freeze was triggered by something else. Velocity burst. What's that? It's when funds jump multiple wallets too fast, too early in a user's session. Like a drop of ink in still water, the system flags sudden movement. Even if the ink is clean, it ripples wrong. Riley's pattern: entry from flagged VPN, instant wallet hop, smart contract trigger. To the KYT system, that looks like pre-washed laundering choreography. Riley kept thinking, there has to be someone in charge, someone I can talk to. But there isn't. The freeze wasn't initiated by a person. It was triggered by Parallax Chain's KYT Layer 4 model, sold to exchanges as part of their regulatory score compliance suite. What does that mean? It means the same company that flagged her wallet also sells the risk detox service to fix it. It's not fraud. It's not a glitch. It's the new business of algorithmic pre-crime insurance. And Riley, she's just collateral metadata. Think of wallet forensics like a forest fire alert system. The AI doesn't need proof of flames, just enough dry leaves, enough wind, enough smoke, enough for the model to scream, burn risk detected. Here's how Riley's score stacked up. Incoming wire from flagged IP, wallet age under 3 months. Smart contract payout. 2 hours after login, VPN bounce from Georgia. Alone, these mean nothing. Together, they form what KYT calls a cluster of failure indicators. And that cluster? It goes straight into the black box risk mesh. Once you're in, you can't see out. And no one outside can see in. Thank you for contacting SafeStack Compliance. It felt like oxygen, a real reply after 5 days of silence. The rep promised, upload the right docs, proof of funds, transaction chain, ID, and the case would be manually reviewed. Riley gathered everything: pay stubs, the deed, her cousin's voice messages, screenshots from her banking app. She submitted the appeal at 11:54 p.m., slept at her daughter's bedside. Next morning, flag, parallax, chain, KYT-L4, manual override not supported. The email ended, case closed, no further escalation path. In her SafeStack dashboard, a timer now glowed red. 2 days, 19 hours, 42 minutes. Clause 14. C was printed faintly beneath it. Unverified high-risk balances shall be transitioned to custodial hold. Riley's wallet was being slowly drained into an internal quarantine ledger. She searched frantically. Forums, Reddit, legal PDFs. No way out. The only option? Parallax Chain's wallet rehabilitation plan, $4,750. She had $27 left in checking. The algorithm doesn't accuse you, it erases you. And once you're metadata, you're not human to the system anymore. On day 6, she sat holding her daughter's lunchbox. Frozen peas, 2 carrots, no protein, no power. She checked her wallet. Final balance, $0 and 0 cents. Note, funds reassigned to custodial risk pool. There was no button to click, no contact to call. She whispered, "It wasn't even mine." Her daughter didn't understand, just hugged her tighter. Fraud and failure weren't actions, they were accusations. And now, she'd been tried and erased by code. Before accepting large transfers, get source documentation up front. Use only wallets with KYT dispute clauses in their TOS. Avoid funds routed through flagged exchanges or VPN IPs. Keep transaction trails, messages, screenshots, sender identity. Monitor wallet health on tools like KYT Guard, Clean Chain, or riskmesh.io. They scan for blacklist exposure. One rule, don't assume the system sees you. Assume it only sees risk. Riley's story isn't rare, it's rising. The more fraud the system detects, the more innocent people fall into the risk gravity well. If you want to stay 5 steps ahead of the next digital collapse before the algorithm writes your ending, stay with us. If you've ever had a flagged transfer, a frozen wallet, or an appeal ignored, you are not the only one. Drop your story in the comments, we're reading. And your collapse, might just be someone else's survival map.